No, yeah, no problem. Okay. I think we're ready. Okay, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'll call this meeting to order. Okay, Ms. Kraft, roll call, please.
Ms. Knapp? Here. Mr. Ringel?
Here.
Mrs. Faust?
Here. Pledge of allegiance.
And to which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first item on the agenda is public comment. Is there anyone here to speak, to give public comments? Okay, next we have general announcements. Does anyone have general announcements?
I have one. So the Independence Day Parade, we put out to the community asking for nominations for our Grand Marshal. And it needed to be a veteran who lives here in the township. And we asked people to submit how long they served and also how long that they've lived in the township. And we took those numbers, and whichever was the greatest of those combined is our Grand Marshal. So our winner, because he's been here the longest and served the longest, is Ferdinand Garcia. I believe he goes by Fred. So we had 7 people get nominated, but Ferdinand is going to be our Grand Marshal. He served with the U.S. Army for 34 and a half years. He retired in 2019, and he's lived here in Orange Township for 18 years. So we are very excited to be able to have him be our Grand Marshal for the parade on July 4th. And everybody else who was nominated will be, if they haven't already, be invited to ride on the Orange Township float, so they still get to be a part of it, even though they're not at the front car. So yeah, we're very excited for that.
That's exciting.
And as far as parade goes in general, I believe we're something at like 27 organizations have signed up already, and I know we've got some interest from some others. So if you are a business, a student group, a sport group, a group of neighbors or friends who would be interested, signups are live, I think, until June 19th. So we've got some time, but we're excited. Things are going great.
I just wanted to say that we had 2 ribbon cuttings in the past 2 weeks. So Trustee Knapp and I were out at Popeyes off of Owenfield Drive welcoming them to the township. They've been open for a couple weeks now, and business seems to be going well. So we're happy to have them in the township. And then Trustee Faust recently attended another ribbon cutting.
Or Blow Dry Bar. It's in the strip mall on East Powell, in the strip mall by Toronto's. So that's the biggest name. Next to the Pancake House.
Welcome to them as well.
Yeah, so we're excited for those 2 businesses. Yeah.
I have one announcement. I just wanted to say last Saturday we had a public shredding event. That the turnout was a lot more than what we expected. So unfortunately, we had to shut down the event early, about an hour early, as the shredding vehicle exceeded capacity. However, I'd like to provide another one sometime this year for our residents. And again, I know some people came outside of the township, but we want to have an event specifically for our residents, and I'd even be open to the idea of having township businesses register in advance, as long as we understood the capacities of those. But learning lesson, we didn't have this popularity of it last year, which also had similar weather conditions. So just pleasantly surprised that a lot of people come out for events like these. And but I think we'll all get together with our event staff and hopefully plan something later this summer again.
But obviously, it's a need that the township residents really are interested in. Yeah. So we definitely agree with that. We should do another one. And my understanding is we had some of our staff here in our fire department that was on duty that day. They were helping as well, and everybody was working to the bone, is my understanding. So thank you to everybody who pitched in and was able to help. So, yep.
Yeah.
Thank you to all the community members that made donations as well.
Yes. Yeah, I think we received, and the donations are actually going to the people in need, and we received a little over $300 in donations. So.
And were there any canned goods or anything?
Yes, yeah, we did. Okay. We did have the box for that too.
Okay, so this next time it will be for residents only, right?
Yeah, and because we weren't able to provide the service to all the residents that came, I'd like to have another one.
Yeah, this
year. Yeah, definitely.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I guess this is not really it's sort of an announcement, but We appointed a member of the health board recently, but it was found that that person actually doesn't meet the qualifications. So we're meeting again to find a new candidate, a new member of the Board of Health next Thursday, the 23rd. So we're
Do you know what the qualifications are? Or?
let's see, one person, I think we already have a doctor on staff.
I would just be,
I'm not really sure.
if you
That's a
knew,
good
we could
question.
post it on.
Yeah, I would like to
media.
do that. Yeah, because we now we have the same 4 candidates that were there before in the pool, and we want to get a few more.
That's an idea.
because That was our, apparently she lives in the city of Delaware, and it was supposed to be someone that lives in the townships and village.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Yeah, we can send it out
Yeah,
if we know.
let's do that. That's a great idea, yeah. So that's going to be next Thursday, so kind of a redo of that.
Okay.
Okay. Any other announcement?
I don't have any.
Question? Okay, and next we have National Public Works Week.
Yes, so we do have our wonderful Public Works staff here present at our trustee meeting. Aaron James, our Public Works Manager, Dave Gilson, our Assistant Public Works Manager, and then our fellow Public Works employees, Benjamin Buck, Hunter Jones, Nate Birchfield, and James Hobbs are here today to celebrate the National Public Works Week that starts, well, it's early celebration. It starts next week, but since we have a trustee meeting now, we wanted to acknowledge them and thank them for their service here. So I will go ahead and read the proclamation. Unless, did you guys have any other fellow words to share before I go off? Okay, thanks. Okay, so as I've said, it's National Public Works Week proclamation, which is from May 19th to May 25th, 2024. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructures, facilities, emergency management, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of Orange Township. And whereas these infrastructures, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of our public works professionals here, who are federally mandated first responders and the engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens and civic leaders in Orange Township to gain knowledge and maintain ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works first responders and public works programs, projects in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2024 marks the 64th annual National Public Works Week sponsored by the American Public Works Association, be it now. Resolved that the Orange Township Board of Trustees do hereby designate the week May 19th to 25th, 2024 as a National Public Works Week. We urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and quality of life. Thank you.
Thank you guys for all that you do. You do the job that nobody gets noticed until something's wrong. So when we can't get off our streets because of snow, when there's cracks in our roads and things like that. So thank you for keeping things nice and allowing our residents to be able to get where they need to go. You do.
Yeah, thank you very much. We appreciate your service. Thank you.
I will have you guys sign a copy. I didn't realize this is the one you were supposed to sign, so I have my notes on it. So, oh, there the bell's on it. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, and next we have agenda changes. Are there any changes from the agenda?
I do have a couple. Under fire report, we will be removing item C, the appointment of the part-time firefighter. And then under fiscal report, we do have 2 additional items. Item B will be investment committee minutes, and item C is, I guess we'll call it a legal then and now invoice. Does that work? Okay. Yep.
Changes?
That's it.
Just checking the thing. Yeah, I'm looking at the Board of Health requirements, and it said they must live in a township or village. They prefer to have every area equally represented. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there are any other qualifications other than that. I think we have to have one. Yeah, one has to be a doctor, and that is, so it's not really a lot of requirements to be on the Board of Health.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to work with the health district on that, or?
Yeah, that would be
Okay.
good. Yeah, that'd be great.
Great. Can do.
Sure. Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. Great. And next we have the consent agenda approval.
I don't have any questions.
Neither do I.
Okay, make a motion to approve the consent agenda for the regular meeting held on May 15th, 2024, including resolutions 24-147, approving the electronic record of the proceedings from the regular trustee meeting held on May 1st, 2024, and resolution 24-148, approving purchase orders, then and now purchase orders, and blanket purchase orders as listed.
Second?
Mrs. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Ringel?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes. Okay, next we have the development and zoning report. Mr. Duffy?
Good afternoon, trustees. On our zoning hearings and meetings report, the first item was one that we actually just completed, which was the rezoning application for Pickups Plus, which was approved by the Orange Township trustees. We do have a Board of Zoning Appeals meeting tomorrow evening here in this room at 6 p.m. There are 3 agenda items on that evening's agenda. The first is for area variances for directional signage for BJ's Wholesale Club for 3 total signs to be larger than they are allowed. And then there are 2 decks projecting into rear yard setbacks on that agenda, one on Pinecone Court and one on Scarlet Avenue. That will be the May BZA meeting. We do have another public hearing with the Board of Trustees next Wednesday, May 22nd at 5:30. That is the Route 23 Corridor Overlay District, RCOD 23-02 for the proposed self-storage facility on Gooding Boulevard. We have a zoning commission meeting on Tuesday, May 28th at 6:30. There are 2 items on that agenda. Both are amendments to current plan districts. The first is for Pulte Homes to change some of their amenities as well as to change the layout of their combined mailbox unit and parking. And then the second is the development formerly known as Aldea, now known as Marigold. They are requesting a development plan amendment to fix their landscaping issues that they had and also to rearrange their site layout. We do have one BZA application in for the June BZA meeting. That is an area variance on Mercier Street for a paver patio to extend into the rear yard setback. Then the final item is the still tabled Route 23 Corridor Overlay District for the Parkway Plaza development. I have had recent phone calls with them. I believe they are finalizing their plans, and I'm expecting to have them submit a request for a hearing in the next month or so.
And they understand that they need to check all the boxes since it's an overlay.
They should.
Great. And then for the storage unit, the community has been noticed. We've got a sign in the property, right? Like so.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, and we're expecting a pretty large turnout at that one, is my assumption. So, yeah.
Or is there nothing else on the zoning report, right?
That is all I have.
Okay, great, thanks. Okay, next we have operations report. Silas?
Good afternoon, Board. First thing on the operations report today is recommendation of appointment of Teddy Dancer to a seasonal position of Parks Maintenance and Facilities Labor. After multiple interviews and a relatively quick process, I'd like to recommend hiring Teddy to a seasonal position. And then the other item is obsoleting a top dresser that has not been used for quite a while, and would like to recommend discarding that through Gov Deals and moving on from it. And that's it.
Top dresser.
Yeah, it's like an overseer, top dresser.
Cedar, okay.
Are there any questions?
I don't have it.
Nope. Okay. Make a motion to approve resolution 24-149, appointment of Teddy Dancer to the seasonal parks maintenance and facilities labor position.
Second?
Mrs. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Ringel?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Welcome to the team, Teddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome. Was he here earlier in the, oh, he hasn't been hired.
I don't think we have him.
Okay. Next, we have resolution, I make a motion to approve resolution 24-150, finding certain personal property not needed for public use, obsolete or unfit for the use for which it was acquired to have no value, and ordering it to be auctioned on Gov Deals, Inc., be discarded or salvaged.
Second?
Mrs. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Ringel?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes. Okay, and next we have fire report. Chief?
Good afternoon, Board.
Sorry, before we get to the first item under fire report, Ms. Knapp, there is a script that we have to follow for this quote unquote hearing process. So there should be a copy and
Separate.
yeah,
Or was it separate?
that's,
Do you put it out?
I have it here.
Where is it?
Here.
Do you have, oh,
You
do you
steal
have
it, she stole it. No.
Oh, this, okay.
so I think I'll have the chief explain this, but then that's what we'll have to go by for this hearing process.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Part of this process, so our medical director, he's retiring, and we needed to put out a public notice because he would like to stay on with us even though he's retiring. And Dr. Warren Yamrick, he's been with us since 2017. Has been a great asset for us. He's the individual who our medics work under his license. He's the one who, when we have questions about different things, we go to him, but also he makes sure that we're dotting our I's, crossing our T's. And he brings in different trainings, and he comes in every once in a while to give his own training, and he's been a real asset to our team. So we would like to keep him, and part of this process is this hearing. So we had to do a public notice, 60 days out, I think it was, and then within 15, 30 days, we have to do this hearing to say whether we are willing to or not, and then he will basically retire on the 31st of May and rehire on the 1st of June.
So we're doing the hearing right now?
Yes, yeah, so it's been published, or we did the proper publication of it, and that's what we have to do.
Okay, all right, so. So I make, do I make a motion to open the public hearing? Is that going to be a resolution?
Yeah, so it's kind of treated as a zoning hearing. We open it up, we open it up for public comment, you take action, and then we close it.
Okay, does there need to be a resolution for that?
There should be a resolution.
Is it in here?
Not to open the hearing, it's just one.
Oh, so not a resolution to open the hearing.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Do we do a motion? This is a motion on here.
Yeah, so you can just, it's not a formal resolution.
Oh, it's just, okay,
I make a
alright.
motion to open the hearing.
I gotcha. Okay, I make a motion to open a public hearing on the rehiring of the medical director.
And then we do, yeah, second.
Second?
And then we'll do roll call for that.
Mrs. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Ringel?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes. Okay, the Orange Township Medical Director is planning to retire and would like to be rehired by the township. Pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 145.381, the Board of Trustees is required to hold a public hearing on the reemployment of a retired person from the township. The purpose of this hearing is to meet the statutory requirements. At this time, I would like to turn it over to Chief to give a bit of background on our medical director and why he is retiring and would like to be rehired. Did you already do that?
I kind of already did that, but basically, yes, he's wanting to retire, but he wants to stay on with us. And like I said, he's been an asset, so we'd like to keep him aboard. And so we have the resolution for him to retire on the 31st of May and then rehire on the 1st of June.
Okay. Are there any members of the public who wish to comment? No. Okay. Hearing none, I move to make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Mrs. Fowles?
Yes.
Mr. Ringel?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Thank you for doing that. And then the resolution is in the template it's 2 resolutions on page 5.
Okay. I make a motion to approve Resolution 24-151, acceptance of the retirement of Warren Yemrick, MD, part-time medical director of the Orange Township Fire Department.
Second?
Mrs. Fowles?
Yes.
Mr. Ringel?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes. I make a motion to approve Resolution 24-152, appointment of Warren Yemrick, MD, to part-time medical director of the Orange Township Fire Department.
Second.
Mrs. Fowles?
Yes.
Mr. Ringel?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Thank you for doing that.
thank you.
This was a learning experience for us as to do a rehire within the same employer. This is the process you have to take,
Oh, for anybody?
apparently.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, now we know.
Yeah,
Well, and
thanks for
thank you,
being-
Dr. Yamrick, for being willing to continue to
Yes.
serve.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
this is a position that we can't not have.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Is he still, does he do this for any other fire department currently?
I think we're his primary. I'm not sure. He used to be with Liberty and a couple, but I know right now I believe he's just with the Orange.
Just Warren right now? Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
still down at Riverside down there. So.
Yeah, we're glad to have him aboard. Okay, and would you like?
And then, yes, and then the final thing I have for you today is unfortunately, but fortunately for him, is to accept the resignation of Josh Loney, one of our full-time firefighter paramedics. Josh's been with the department since 2008. And he has been a true asset in many different sides of the department, as far as his medical knowledge, his instructor mentorship knowledge, and then also just he is the person. If you want someone to dig into the smallest thing and find everything wrong with it, he's that person. He is very knowledgeable, sometimes too smart, and he is. Contributed a lot to the department since I've been here myself. So hate to see him go, but he got accepted into Westerville, so one of our mutual aid partners, so it's kind of exciting. We'll still work with them. And unfortunately, I couldn't lie to their chief and tell him he's horrible or anything, so they're going to take him. But he did get picked up, and he accepted the position there. So we're excited for him. And, at the end of the day, as much as we hate to lose firefighters, fire service as a whole is bigger than just one department. So we know he's going to do a lot of great things for Westerville and for the residents of Westerville. And we'll see him on mutual aid calls, and he helps us, and they respond to our residents also sometimes in mutual aid. So it benefits us all around. So, but we'll miss him.
Yeah. for sure.
Thank you for your service, Josh, and for, doing your best for us for all these years. We appreciate it.
Okay, so let's see. Make a motion to approve Resolution 24-153. Or wait, yeah, I regretfully accept resignation of full-time firefighter paramedic Josh Loney.
Second?
Mrs. Fowles?
Yes.
Mr. Ringel?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Thank you, board.
Great, thank you. All right, next we have the fiscal office report. Ms. Pratt?
Sure. Okay, just want to review the April financials. Overall, fund balances general is at approximately 10.5 million, roads at 2.9, fire at 8.5, parks at 4.7, and all the other miscellaneous funds at 3.6. We have had 11 million in revenue so far this year and about 7 million in expenses. Our next big revenue deposit should be late August, well, August, September sometime when we get our second half property tax. from last year. And our current reserve for encumbrances are $8.2 million. Overall, I mean, everything, we're keeping the bulk of our money in Star, Ohio. It's returning about 5.2% right now. So just trying to maximize the return on our, so to speak, our cash reserves. Reports are in the back. There was one thing to note when you look at the bank reports this month. There was a transfer in oh shoot, the word has just in limbo. It's not in limbo, but it's in transition. I transferred on April 30th from Star, Ohio to First Commonwealth Bank. It shows coming out of Star, Ohio, but it doesn't show on the Star, Ohio bank account or the First Commonwealth bank account. So I did print out the First Commonwealth transaction log so you could see it getting deposited on the first. So it's just a timing issue between when the Star, Ohio executed the transfer out and First Commonwealth recognized the transfer in. So like I said, I made a copy of the transaction information directly from the systems that are included. So if you have any questions on that, let me know.
Saw that in the backup, and that was helpful too.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Thank you.
We made an adjusting entry, so automatically it will correct itself. We don't have to do anything. The system knows to look for that correction next month. So if it doesn't happen, if the correction doesn't happen, then it won't balance. So it will next month. Investment committee, myself, Chair Knapp, Administrator Bonnie, and Brian Carter from Fifth Third met with the investment committee this month, actually just this week, and kind of just reviewed things overall. Our duration is up significantly from when we met in March. We went from about a 3-month duration on our investments to about an 8-month duration. So increasing the length of our investments, trying to ladder those out as we discussed the last time. And our book yield is approximately 5%, which is still really good, especially considering we have some stuff locked out to 4 to 5 years. We're going to continue to ladder some more of the available cash out, as well as put short-term money in commercial paper. And as we discussed in the investment committee meeting, the new fiscal officer would just need to get their commercial paper certification. It's not hard to get. They just need to have it so that you can continue your commercial paper investments. And I think that is it for that. Okay, and then next we have a legal invoice we need to get paid, and to pay it, you guys should have a resolution in front of you. It's just, basically satisfying the requirements of Rice Code 309.09 when we use a legal counsel. So this is just authorizing a one-time engagement with Isaac Wiles backdating to March 17th and fixing the amount at $105, as well as the then and now PO. And then I got subpoenaed again. So that fraud case is not going away. So I'm subpoenaed for next month. So Assistant Prosecutor Chris Betts is looking at it to try to figure out if I really need to go or what the plan is going to be.
Did you go previously?
No, they said I didn't need to go, that it was continued. Well, now I got served again. So I am served again for, I think, June 13th. I just got to be down there. So.
And you are going?
Yeah, because the assistant prosecutor isn't, or the public defender's commission at Delaware County isn't going to handle it. They're using an outside firm to handle it, or he's got new counsel or something to that effect. Okay. So right now it's on for June 13th. We'll see what happens.
I have a plea deal, but.
Probably. Probably. So that's what I got. Any questions?
No.
Nope. All right.
So the resolution in front of you, which is a separate from the template, it would be resolution number 24-155.
Okay. Okay. I make a motion to approve resolution 24-154.
Sorry, 155.
No, we got to do 154 first.
Oh,
she's right.
Oh, I'm wrong. So tell me to shut up.
First time. I make a motion, it's usually me wrong. Okay, it's approve resolution 24-154, review of the April bank reconciliation and financial reports.
Second. Mrs. Fowles?
Yes.
Mr. Ringel?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Okay, now I make a motion to approve resolution 24-155, approving an engagement agreement with Isaac Wiles for legal services.
Second?
Mrs. Fowles?
Yes.
Mr. Ringel?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes. And that's all I did, right?
Yeah.
Okay, next we have the administration report. Ms. Bonnie?
Yes. So the first two resolutions, which coincide with the purchase orders that you guys approved in the consent agenda. If you recall the last board meeting, we had a representative from OTARMA, and the board agreed to enter into an intergovernmental contract with them for our new property and liability insurance provider. So these are just the resolutions that were reviewed. The agreement was reviewed by the prosecutor's office, and we're seeking your blessing to enter into the contract with them. And then the second resolution, which has to be separate, the employee dishonesty and faithful performance of duty, that is in replace of the way our bond structure is currently. So this would be an enhanced protection for the board that we've agreed to enter into contract with.
And how is that an enhancement? What will help it?
So it is my understanding, this type of insurance policy, so with the dishonesty and faithful, those buzzwords, if something, if the board were to make a mistake without intent, this would essentially cover you.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Is that not what, I don't know.
No, I just didn't know. So when I look at that, the backup, like who's specifically listed out, it's the last one is Leanne, Patty, and then Kathleen Isom. I just didn't know that person.
She's on the JED for Evans Farms.
Oh, okay,
She's,
cool, thanks.
Shawnee Hill's fiscal officer, or trustee.
I forgot her full name.
Officer, yes.
Thanks.
Yeah, so our JED insurance, both of our JED insurance, or we just have the Evans Farm JED? Yeah, so the Evans Farm JED insurance is also included in here, because how we do that is the township pays for the insurance and the JED reimburses us for those funds.
Thank you. I was just like, I don't
No,
know. I knew all the people.
No, it's a great question. So I have those two resolutions in front of you. The next item on the agenda is the Township Hall meeting room rental policy. So this is something that we are bringing back to life. So pre-pandemic, the township used to have this space that we are in now as a rental option for our residents. That was taken off as an option during the pandemic, and now we want to bring it back. We've made improvements as far as security for our equipment here. We are looking to replace the carpet, I believe, at the end of this month, and then with the security package that the board approved, that will, help provide any additional safety measures we need for this outside use.
Wait, so that we won't rent the space until all those upgrades are done? Is that correct? Or can we start renting it before then?
So the carpet will be end of May. And yeah, that's a great question. I think, I don't know if we have a specific timeline on the security. Not yet. Should be any day. Oh, okay. Okay.
I just wondered.
No, I know. I just
It seems like we might not want to rent it out to the public until they can have access through a secured means.
Okay. But we can get it ready and we can put it out there so people could start renting it, just not, for tomorrow.
Once we have ideas.
Right.
It's a good window.
Right. Okay.
So I guess we could pass a resolution with the condition that it'll be effective after the security installments have been made.
And basically,
And I can give you guys an update even at the next public meeting too. So.
And my understanding is this is to be used basically for HOA meetings. It's a meeting space. It's not a party space.
Yeah.
We're renting
How
it
are
for
you going to
meetings.
designate that on rec desk?
It will be it's a different fee. So
Okay.
it'll be a separate line item.
Through the policy, we're requiring that it be reserved through rec desk, correct? So
Yes.
that might be our answer there, that we don't need to necessarily stipulate any additional restriction. It's just,
Once it's live.
it won't be live until it's live.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And how does this compare per hour to like the community room?
It is more here.
It is, but how does it compare?
I believe it's almost, so the
double?
board, you guys approved the fee schedule for this earlier this year. So I believe the community room is $50 an hour, and this is $150.
So it's significant.
Is it 150 or 100? This is 100.
Oh, sorry, 100. 100, and then depending on the significance of the event, if there needs to be any type of staffing, that's
Yeah.
included as an additional fee. So it's twice as much.
So originally, like when I was approving the 100, I was thinking that would be for more like, like a sports banquet or something. But is there a reason why, if it's just
Yeah.
HOAs and stuff?
I think the reason why is because, well, a couple things. So we want to encourage parties to be in the community room as that is an open space. Whereas here, like there is plenty of room for, I mean, if someone were to spill something on this, like that could be damage. We do have expensive equipment here. And then it's a space that is constantly in use. So I think the reason why we increased the fee is to encourage more of the party side, the party or bigger events at the community room. But if it's if you want something more in a formal setting, you pay the price. If you pay an additional price for this
But
space.
there can be no parties here, so no one can rent
Yeah.
anyway. So I
You could have a party, just no food. It specifically says no food.
No, it
Does
says.
say no parties also?
It says only HOAs and, let me look, it says,
So I did change the language of that since I last sent it to you guys. How did I word it?
because I kind of feel like $100 per hour for like a Boy Scout group or like a HOA group.
Well, Boy Scout would, again, that's smaller. I would recommend the community space for that. But for
Yeah,
like,
but this is so central, like to drive all the way over there. I mean, we used to have this open to a lot more uses, so. And wait, what's the new language then? It's,
so I know you said it.
Number 4.
So it's more like the
There,
number 4. It's may be used. So it was more examples of what this meeting room space would be used for, but it doesn't like completely shut.
oh, it doesn't.
Not only.
It's not only. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so could you have a baby shower with no food and beverages?
I guess yes.
Okay. Not in other, not, well, wait.
Yeah.
it
So
says-
those are just like examples. So the meeting room may be
Gotcha,
used for
okay.
yeah. So it's geared towards those type of
Yeah,
board
okay.
settings, but
So someone
can
still
be.
could use it to have a fancier event without food and beverages, okay. Yeah, we used to have this open for more like sports banquets and things like that, because
Yeah.
it is a beautiful place. So I'm glad to see it opening at least for this. Hopefully, maybe in the future
We could always modify it if.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe on the weekend, because I mean, with an increased cost, of course,
Yeah, I think this is a good starting point. I mean, I was around during the time that we had parties in here, and it's unfortunately it's a staffing concern, because if somebody has a party on a Saturday, then we have to have staff here either that evening or first thing in the morning, and we don't have dedicated staff for these types of activities.
Are they here the whole time, or just?
No, they weren't before, but we used to have a staff member that they did work, like their schedule was the weekends.
Did they stay during the entire event?
They weren't here for the event, but they were just, hopping around from different parks and facilities, maintaining.
Okay, yeah.
And then were they just here to clean up at the end? I mean, but it says here that the renter has to clean up the space.
Yeah,
Leave it
well,
if you found it kind of.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but we also are charging a higher, it would be nice to have special events here at a higher price in the future. We'll just try this and see how it goes,
Yeah.
but
It's a start, yeah.
I'm really glad it's opening up again, because I've had a lot of,
I did hear you all. I was
Great, thank you.
it just took some time to get it together, but yeah.
And this is, the residents pay for our space here. It is their space.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
just get to work here.
yeah, and this is
So-
a lot prettier to me than the community room where you're looking out over a parking lot or a pool that you might not be able to even go to, or maybe it's not even full, so I think it's a lot prettier here. Okay, this is a good start.
good start.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle, this is good.
And then I'll read off the birthdays and anniversaries. May birthdays, firefighter Robert Searles, his May 1st, firefighter Hunter Gray, May 4th, firefighter Kurt Gilson, May 6th, firefighter Rocky Booth, May 9th. And then employee anniversaries, our Director of Operations, Silas Bowers, 3 years on May 7th, so congratulations. Our Parks and Facilities Manager, Mike Kelly, 8 years on May 16th. Our Parks Laborer, Richard Spellman, 8 years on May 16th. Firefighter Bradley Belleville, 15 years on May 6th. Fire Inspector Phil Couch, 20 years on May 12th. Firefighter Robert Hager, 23 years on May 1st. And Lieutenant Firefighter Keith Myers, 26 years on May 18th. Thank you. So there are 3 resolutions under administration report, and I will not say the number out.
Okay, so let's see. Starting at
Bottom 6.
6. Okay, make a motion to approve resolution 24-156, approving an intergovernmental contract for the administration of the Ohio Township Association Risk Management Authority.
Mrs. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Ringgold?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes. I make a motion to approve resolution 24-157, adopt a policy by resolution to allow the use of an employee dishonesty and faithful performance of duty coverage document rather than a surety bond.
Second?
Mrs. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Ringgold?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes. I make a motion to approve resolution 24-158, adoption of the Township Hall meeting room rental policy.
Second?
Mrs. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Ringgold?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes. Is that the last resolution?
That is the last one before executive session.
Okay, make a motion to approve resolution 24-159, enter into executive session to consider the purchase of property for public purposes.
Second?
Mrs. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Ringgold?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes. And invited to attend are Mrs. Kraft, Ms. Bonnie, Chief, and Silas.
Alrighty.